Good afternoon. My name is Daniel Fresquez. I'm the Department Administrator for the Santa Fe County Assessor's Office. Last year I attended the FutureView conference in Tennessee, and one of the speakers at that conference was Christy Dalton. She had a great presentation. What I took away from her presentation was the importance of portraying a sense of humor as a government agency. It's a very dangerous move. Humor is subjective and easily offensive. I know that from personal experience. After this conference, I was back in Santa Fe driving home from work one day, thinking about this idea of humor in a government agency. At the time, we had been producing in-house informational videos, and that made me think back to my childhood when my brothers and I used to make short films or just make videos making fun of infomercials. And we'd always have to throw some comedy in there. And suddenly I had this idea. So I called up Assessor Martinez immediately to explain it to him. And I can't express to you how excited I was. I was very excited about my idea, and judging by his tone and his responses, he was not. So the next day I sat in his office and I explained to him how I wanted to create this informational mockumentary of the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin. If you don't know who that is, he was like one of the very first documentaries, the animal documentaries. He was this Australian guy, and he was always comically excited about his job. He'd be hiding in bushes or trees, and there'd be a deadly, dangerous animal in the distance. One episode I saw recently was he was hiding in a tree, and there was a Komodo dragon on the ground. And he would always say, "I'm going to try to approach this dangerously deadly animal to pet them." So my idea was to be like the crocodile hunter, but I'd be the appraiser hunter. And I'd hide in trees or bushes and explain what's going on in the distance with an appraiser during the protest process. Gus gave me the okay. I don't know why, but he gave me the okay to do so. And I'm going to share the video that we created with you right now. Oh, one thing I want to touch on is while we're making this video, I had to maintain, hands down, the best Australian accent I've ever heard.
So right now is the perfect time of the year to catch an appraiser. Right now they're going through their protest season. So during this protest season, you might be able to see a few county appraisers driving on the roads, going to their site verifications. Let's see if we can catch one in their natural habitat. I think I see an appraiser up ahead. Let's catch up to him and see what he's up to. So exciting. Now, when you pull up to the appraiser, it's important not to make eye contact. Appraisers can be very over-friendly, so I'm going to slow down a bit. It's getting a little bit intense here. Appraisers' vehicles are equipped with GPS devices. They have no choice but to go the speed limit. We seem to have made some sort of U-turn and we're heading back. I don't know if the appraiser got lost or what's going on right now, but I'm going to stay behind him. Now we are witnessing quite a sight. He's making his way to the property owner. He's about to approach her. He has no idea what to expect here. So right now, what's going on is the appraiser is talking to the property owner about amenities, bedroom counts, bathroom counts, and other things like that. This could go either way. This is a little intense. You might want to back up. So majestic. It's hard to see with an untrained eye, but that slight smirk on his face is a sign that he's in a very calm state. He's probably accepted his house to be his subject property. And that device in his hand right now is known in the appraisal world as a clipboard. Such precision. Watch your step around here. There's tons of rattlesnakes in these hills. The last thing we want to do is startle the appraiser. Holy smokes! Whoa, that was a close one. New Mexico rattlers can be fatal. So after the property owner and appraiser meet, the appraiser gathers all that information and goes back to the barracks and looks up other properties to come up with a value. Let's go take a look. All right, so we've arrived at where the appraiser comes back to enter that information. I'm gonna head around this building here to see if I can maybe peek into the window and see if we can find any. Let's go. Holy smokes! There's like 9 or 10 of them in there. Right, now we have to make it seem like we're one of them, so I'm gonna say some appraisal-related things. Measurements. Comparable sales. Aerial imagery. I think they've taken to us. Now what the appraisers do at this point is they get into the little cubbies. It's terrific. They've even got smart aerial imagery where they can get extremely accurate measurements. Once the appraiser comes up with the value, he will call the property owner from his desk telephone. The appraiser is quite an advanced species. If the property owner is okay with the appraiser's decision, that will end the protest then and there. So if the appraiser and the property owner don't come up with the value that they agree on the property, then what's scheduled is a formal hearing, and that's held right in here. It's amazing. What happens is they sit in these chairs, and a board is sitting right in front of them, and each person then furnishes proof to the board to prove that their property value is correct. After that, the board will look at all the evidence and then determine which value is correct.
Okay, well that was mildly embarrassing. So, this video got a great response. People all over the nation shared it. People in California, New York, and Florida all liked it and shared it, commented on it, and tagged their friends. IAAO liked it and shared it across multiple social media platforms. EagleView even shared it a couple of times. So this is a little embarrassing for me, guys. Give me 1 second here. Give you an accent. Well, let's talk about my accent real quick. So one other thing, he didn't give me the okay until he heard a sample of my Australian accent. And it's kind of a mix between Australian and British, really. And then anytime I try any accent, Irish tries to sneak its way in. So there you go. That's my accent right there. It's a different form of customer service. Customer service is a standard. If you think of your day-to-day, you receive customer service daily. Maybe you go buy some coffee somewhere, you receive customer service. If it's good customer service, you don't really think about it and you continue on with your day. So when somebody provides excellent customer service and it snaps you out of your day-to-day, you're taken back. You almost want to provide that same level of customer service in return to them. But you can't. Maybe you tip them or you talk to their supervisor. What's the difference between good customer service and bad customer service? I think bad customer service is where my opinion or my voice isn't taken into consideration. It doesn't matter. Good customer service is quite the opposite. It's an agency's commitment and dedication to provide the best goods or services to its constituents or customers. Assessor Martinez's vision for our office is to provide that level of excellent customer service. We make sure that every constituent that enters and leaves our office leaves with a smile, or knowing that we care, they matter to us, they're valued. One route we've taken in our pursuit of excellent customer service is staff accountability. In our office, we collect all types of data. We have a kiosk. When customers come in, they sign in. We now know what their name is, what service they're there for. One great thing about that kiosk is it times it. So when a staff member comes up and accepts that service, we now know on average from the last year how long it takes for each service that we provide. That in itself has promoted staff accountability. Now we have these steps that we follow. We tell our staff, we promote this. So step one is you acknowledge somebody that walks in. Just a few weeks ago, I walked into the office, and I make it a point to acknowledge anybody that's in our office because I want to make sure that they're taken care of. But this person in particular was just sitting there. And I said, "Hi, have you been helped?" And they hadn't. And their comment to me was, "Thank you so much for acknowledging me. You don't see that in a government agency." To follow these steps, you also introduce yourself. So my name is Daniel. And then I would take them and ask them what service they needed. One great thing about that accountability thing, again, is the services we have on average. So they were there for a head of family exemption. So I was able to tell them, "Oh, head of family exemption, that takes about 5 minutes. I'm going to try to have you out of here sooner than that." Now that puts the accountability on me. I better make that 5-minute mark or this person's gonna be upset. It's customer service because they know how long they're gonna be there now. They don't have to go put money in the meter. That's how we have meters in Santa Fe. It also helps the person behind them. If there's a line, that person now knows, oh, it's gonna be about 5 minutes before I'm helped. It's awesome all the way around. Every constituent that enters our office is given the opportunity to leave feedback on an online survey about the staff member that they worked with. That survey asks customer service-oriented questions. Did they smile? Did they greet you? Were they knowledgeable? Were they timely? Was your issue resolved? Every staff member in office has a business card, I'm sure like everybody else, but behind our business card is a QR code like this. When this QR code is scanned, it takes you to that same online survey. So this is more towards our field staff, the people that go out in the field and hand out their business cards. What's gonna encourage somebody to wanna scan this? 2 things, excellent customer service and terrible customer service. If you provide me excellent customer service and you give me this option, I might not take time out of my day to scan this. But if you give me terrible customer service and I have this option, I'm gonna leave negative feedback about you and you're gonna hear about it before you even get back to your office. And we want that in our staff's mind. Be accountable. Provide excellent customer service. And how easy it is, it's so easy to scan this. If you have an iPhone, I don't know if it works on Android, but if you just hold your phone up to this, your iPhone is gonna show where it's gonna take you. And it's gonna take you to this survey. Whoops, how do you go back? There we go. This survey is driven more towards the protest process. Is this the first year you protested? Compared to last year, how's this year's? Then it has the customer service-oriented questions. Did they smile? Did they greet you? Some other ways that we collect feedback is through social media. Social media is huge. Our biggest response is through Facebook. And it's public. Anybody can go to our Facebook. You don't even have to have a Facebook to see our reviews. Log in, look for SFC Assessor, click on reviews, and you'll see this is an old number here. This is back in January when I created the presentation. Right now we have over close to 200 reviews and an average of 4.9 star also. And that's a great feeling. I get a little hurt when I see the 4-star review. I'm like, what did we do this guy? We have received a couple of 1-star and 2 stars, and we do our best to contact those people and work with them, and we try to convince them to change their star rating or remove it, but we've been successful a couple of times. Right now we do have a 1 and a 2-star, but you can look at them. They're outliers. We promote excellent customer service. I'm going to share with you a few of the reviews that we have received. This one here says, I really like your move toward an interactive website. On top of the customer service the customer service to support when bugs arise. Daniel Fresquez responded to my questions promptly and called me as soon as they've been resolved. I used my name on purpose. My boss is sitting right there. My evaluation's coming up. He was so helpful. Thank you for not acting like a government agency. All joking aside, that last comment is kind of what we're going towards. We're gearing towards not being the stereotypical government. This next one is it's a large comment. I'm going to summarize it. They're thanking us for having a chat feature. They're commending us for it. They're commending us for our customer service. It's a 5-star review, so I can't hide that. But one thing is they don't give us credit for it. They give the county for it, and then they give us credit. So we are a reflection of the entire county. And then this one also says all governments should be a standard. This should be a standard for all governments. And this next one is a simple comment. Santa Fe County Assessor is light years ahead of cities, 10 times its size. Parcel map search is awesome, and the chat works great. Thank you. These simple comments, they help us see that the public recognizes our efforts, and they're thankful for it. Their taxpayer dollars are not going to waste. Some things that we promote on our social media is our outreach meetings. What's an outreach meeting? Our outreach meetings, we take our office out to the community. We take computers, we take appraisers, we take front staff, we take it to their location. We educate about the roles and responsibilities of the assessor's office. I was surprised to find out when I started in the office how many people didn't know what we did. Santa Fe County is 2,000 square miles in area. And before we would take it to satellite offices, our outreach meetings would be in satellite offices. A couple of years ago, we thought, why don't we contact homeowners associations? And that was a great response. We contacted them. We created this flyer that explained what an outreach was, what to expect, what to bring. We talked about the roles and responsibilities of the assessor's office, benefits and exemptions that are available, a very helpful flyer. And property owners were happy with us. And it didn't start like that. When we first started doing these outreach meetings, people were upset with us. They saw us negatively because of our past. One outreach meeting in particular is called the Home Builders Home Show, and it's geared more towards property owners that are or newly owned property or people that are looking to buy property or build additions. And one person walked up to me and he was upset. What are you doing here? And I held my best smile and I said, let me help you out. Let's see what I can do for you. And I showed him the exemptions that he didn't have on his property. He was still confused of why we were there. He walked away with a smile. He wasn't happy with our office, but he walked away with a smile. But now, when we do these outreach meetings, that Home Builders Home Show actually asks us to come every year now. Before we volunteered for it, but people were so happy with us. We do outreach meetings for our protest season, which is in April. We take our office out to the community Monday through Friday after hours. We have outreach meetings to educate realtors and property owners about the tools that we have available online that may make their jobs easier. And what better way to educate new property owners than to educate the people that they come into contact with first when buying a home? Some ways that we promote these outreach meetings is through newspaper ads. One of our biggest advertisements is in one of New Mexico's biggest newspapers, Santa Fe New Mexican. This advertisement goes out on the 1st of April when we send out our notice, and it wraps around the entire newspaper. We take advantage of every square inch on that paper. We talk about the roles and responsibilities. I'm only going to say that about 3 more times, I promise. We talk about benefits and exemptions that are available. We have a calendar that shows the outreach locations, dates, and times. We have interesting stories. We also work with other newspapers around the county. There's about 5 local newspapers we work with. My favorite thing is we feature our staff. We put a face on the office that isn't only Assessor Martinez, but we're people. It makes it personal. What's great about this is friends and family recognize us. And they maybe didn't hear about the exemptions that are available. They didn't know what we did. We can educate them and help friends and family out that way. One other thing I like on this is a notice of value breakdown. Before we would send out the notice, there's some terms in there you're not going to know. There's a lot of numbers on there. Good luck reading it. If you want to protest it, let us know. But now here's a breakdown. This is your parcel number. Here's your head of family exemption. If you don't have the exemption, the application is right here. We promote interesting facts. Fact of the week, Santa Fe County Assessor's Office mails out 86,000 notices of value. We get 6,000 of those returned due to bad addresses. We hope those big numbers open eyes and people will realize, well, maybe that's why I'm not getting my notice. Even if we help 10 people, it's worth it. This other fact, if you miss the protest deadline, you have a second chance to do so in district court. This year, we actually put a crossword just with definitions of the treasurer's and the assessor's offices, maybe to clear some minds. Maybe we'll get less questions about taxes because we don't deal with taxes in our office. We promote interesting stories like this one, Window into Our Past. This talks about how assessment started as a window tax, and people would start boarding up their windows to lower their property values. And then it transitions into how we do it today. One of the very first things Assessor Martinez changed when he took office was something very simple, an envelope that we send our notice out. Before it said, this is not a tax bill. As a lazy taxpayer, I would read that, this is not important, I throw it aside. Now it says, you may qualify for. Well, what do I qualify for? Maybe I qualify for a head of family, veterans exemption, agricultural valuation. I'm going to open this thing and see what else I can find out. When they open it, there's a flyer in there that explains the roles and responsibilities of the assessor's office, what the 3% cap is in New Mexico, how to protest. A lot of information on that flyer. And your notice of value is also in this envelope. Other ways that we promote this information, these are old technologies, but radio ad. We do radio advertisements, do live broadcasts. Last year we did a live broadcast with a veteran. He had no idea what the veteran's exemption was, and he owned his property for a number of years, so he missed out on thousands. He was happy to hear about it, but unfortunately he missed out on thousands. We do live broadcasts at our outreach locations if we can. We do the same thing with our social media. We'll do a live video. We have ads that explain what benefits there are, what exemptions there are, what the qualifications are. Now I want to talk about information technology. The first thing that comes to mind with information technology and customer service is how do they relate? They relate because you're making life easier. This person doesn't have to drive all the way downtown, doesn't have to find parking, waste time. They can just access everything from their home. Our website has a parcel map search. You can look up owner information, mailing addresses. You can see what heated square footage you have on our website. 2 years ago, we put protesting online. We were a little hesitant to do it. We thought we were going to get bombarded with protests, but it ended up being fewer than the year before. We have business personal property online, tax estimator, tax levy certificate. All this makes it easier for the user, but it also helps the staff members. Everything is streamlined. Everything is digital. Everything is a click away from being entered. And the obvious technology, EagleView. When we obtained EagleView in 2015, we discovered $12.7 million in taxable value that we didn't have on our tax rolls. That's 2015, but it's also going to be the $12.7 million in 16 and 17 and on. Not even counting the stuff we're still discovering. We put notices of value online. You can opt in to get them emailed instead of wasting paper and stamps. Now I want to talk about, somebody say something? Now I want to talk about our cornerstone for customer service and technology, our online live chat. Our online live chat is a great tool. When Assessor Martinez first introduced this idea to me, I was excited. I'm a pretty quiet person. I'm an introvert. So if you put myself in two situations. If I went to my cell phone provider because I have terrible service in person, and I told them my service has been really bad, what can you do for me? They can say, oh, sorry, I can't do anything, and I would probably accept that answer. But luckily, they have an online live chat, so I can type in whatever I want to say. They can't see me. There's no intimidation. They can't try to pull any tricks on me. I can just ask my question. I can threaten to leave, do what I want, and get what I want. So when he first introduced this idea, I was really excited. With chat, it's faster than a phone call. We can provide excellent guidance through our website. I can see where a user is on our website and send them links, attachment, videos, PDFs, anything. It keeps employees engaged. They can start a chat, but they can do their daily work, but in the back of their mind, they know this chat is still going on. They can work on it. We can collect so much data with chat. We can see what the biggest questions are. We can see so much from the administrative side. I can see how the staff member is working with the constituent. Are they answering correctly? Are they being timely? Is the user happy with those answers? We get instant feedback. The chat starts like this. After being on our page for 45 seconds, the window pops up. And it says, hi, my name is Daniel. What's not on here is we give a link to review with the chat on our Facebook. So I'm really saying, here, my name is Daniel. Please rate me on our chat after we're done. I'm giving them permission to rate my customer service before I provide it. That's staff accountability right there. Online chat, live chat has been our biggest promotion for social media. Currently, we have a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google+, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and a YouTube. We post information like our outreach meetings. We do live videos. we're out somewhere where there's a good connection, unfortunately, it has to have a good connection, we'll be like, come on down. People get confused. Why is the assessor calling me over here? We promote facts of the week. Fact of the week, the Santa Fe County Assessor's Office handles value. The Treasurer's Office handles taxes. If we can just clear a few minds there, it's going to help us. One thing that I like about Facebook is if I create an event in one location, anybody that lives near that event is going to get a notification. The Santa Fe County Assessor's Office is hosting this event near you. It's free advertisement. Take advantage of it. We promote things like Employee of the Month. At this time, Jessica was Employee of the Month. We want her to know that we value her. We want the public to know that we value her, but we also want the public to know that she is a hard worker. She cares about her job. We also promote things like staff competency. So anytime a staff member reaches a milestone in their career, we promote that. It's the same thing. It reaches so much. We tag the people if they let us, and it reaches thousands of people across the county. It's very beneficial to show that we actually care. Sometimes we do Employee of the Month videos, and that just brings it to a new level. This person's not just your stereotypical government employee. It's not just Employee of the Month with some words on the side. You can see this person cares about their job. You can see their personality. It makes a huge difference. Some other videos that we post are informational videos, how-to videos, live videos I talked about. The video on the top left talks about the roles and responsibilities of the assessor's office. That's the last time. Top right talks about the 3% cap in New Mexico. Bottom left talks about the head of family and veterans exemptions. And we all know the critically acclaimed, nominated for 2 Academy Awards, including Best Actor, The Snake, The Appraiser Hunter. We use all of this technology, old and new, newspapers, radio, and internet, to promote information, to be transparent. I want you to think about a few things. How does a person feel valued? What is customer service? And how do you provide customer service? In our experience, we've learned that providing excellent customer service has given us credibility and trust within the community, but not only the community, other elected offices. With that credibility and that trust, we're able to get funding for things that we need to do our business, to streamline our businesses. Just last week when we had that flood, or just a few weeks ago, we got funding for that flood, for Eagleview to do the flyover. We called Eagleview on Friday. By Monday, we were signing contracts, and we had the imagery by like Wednesday, which was amazing from Eagleview. Thank you so much for that. Actually, if you guys could give Eagleview a big round of applause for their customer service. And I leave you with this cliche: treat others the way you would like to be treated.